Hi, gorgeous. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to talk to you about my little mindfulness vibrator tool I have been using every 15 minutes all day. And I have had it on me for about 2 weeks with the purpose of bringing my meditation practice, my practice of present moment awareness off the cushion, off the meditation practice out into everyday world. I'm a householder, not a monk, as I think you are too. Meaning I live in the everyday world, and if we are just experiencing, peace or bliss or whatever meditation on our cushion or in our meditation practice with our eyes closed in these arenas, but we're not playing with them in our real life, we're missing such a beautiful tool. And so I've been playing with that over the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of that and what I've experienced. I'm doing a 30-day intensive home meditation sit kind of retreat practice, holding a space with another fellow serious meditator, beautiful friend, Carol, that I know. And we've been experimenting. This is one of the ways we've been experimenting with getting reminded to be mindful all day long. And that's the biggest challenge, I think, is when you just get swept away in your day, from the time we get our first stressful breath or our first stressful phone call or the email, and then we just kind of get lost in the land of form. And we get lost in the everyday to-do lists, and I'm vibrating right now. And it just, when you feel that vibration, it reminds you, oh, slow down, take a breath. It's just that easy. Just put it on you. It's a pager. It's an interval timer that I bought, and it just vibrates every 15 minutes. And it can be as simple as every time it goes off, maybe it's just once an hour because you just want to play with this a couple of times a day, 10 or 12 times a day. But every time it goes off, I'm going to feel it, stop, close my eyes, take a breath, get mindful. I opted to put it on every 15 minutes because I have the capacity to hold the space and not have that distract me. And I wanted to feel what could come up with exploring this as a tool, and it is profound. I've lost it for a few days on purpose. I got a text from Roger, my partner, the other day that said, "How the hell did your mindfulness vibrator get in my work truck?" It seems to make its way to places. And that's because subconsciously, unconsciously, I was like, I don't want to be bothered by that. Like we really have a resistance, I think, to this at first. Our ego pipes up. It's like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And it's really telling us we don't have time for it because the really underlying message is, I don't want to see that. I don't want you to get mindful. I don't want you to start meditating. I don't want you to start getting deeply introspective, concentrated, focused, so that you flip that mirror and see me, and to see me. And the rub is your ego doesn't know anything. And it's so funny. The rub is when you can turn that mirror and flip that mirror on your ego. You hold it like a puppy or a child. It's such a crazy little mechanism. And you get to laugh at it and deconstruct it, and it no longer thinks I me. And you're no longer held in that chamber of selfishness, of seeking happiness from outside, from materialism, and that's why the ego's like, no, I like this. This is good and juicy. Don't do that. So it's just a great reminder. There were some days where I felt it and I wanted to ignore it. There were some days I felt it and it just really helped ground me. After a while I got in a groove and it just helped ground me. And every 15 minutes it would come up and I would be right. This is the other brilliant part of using this as a tool. I'd be right in the middle of a conversation. It was a tool to help teach me to hold a space of mindfulness, of formlessness in the world of form. So I'm in the middle of a conversation or a phone call or a client meeting or a court hearing or whatever it is, and this comes up and vibrates, and it reminds me, oh, are you present in this moment? Are you open and aware to everything it has to offer and unfold to you? Or are you just running through the motions, tit for tat, good, bad, right, or wrong story? Where are you at? Where are you at? So, how many 4 times an hour I'm pulled out of that place into mindfulness. And it's been a fabulous, fabulous tool. I did a little review, and I'll put it down here, of the one I bought. It was $20, totally worth it. It's used for interval training. I didn't use it for that. I used it for this purpose. One other thing I did the last couple of days is I put it like on my heart center and chest, and it was like playing in a whole nother playground. It was like, oh, I'm going to bring my awareness here to my heart center, to this space on my body, because I usually wear it on my hips. And I thought, well, why am I limiting myself? And over the last day or two, when it vibrates, it's on my chest, there's a different sensation, and there's a different, like a sweet metta, loving kindness and compassion. It's like it reminds me to be loving and kind and compassionate to myself first, to yourself always first, and then you can be to others. So yeah, I would highly recommend this. Play with it. And when you're going to have a reaction to it, you may have an aversion to it, you may have a resistance to it, you may have a melting into it, you may love it, all of those things may arise, and the invitation is to just sit in equanimity with whatever arises and say, what can I learn from this? How can I incorporate this into my everyday life, and be mindful 24/7? Ooh, how can I hold that space of witnessing, presence, awareness, connection to the present moment, whatever you call it, 24/7? It's just a training to get there. That's just a straight up training process. Every human being has the capacity to get there. And this is just a really cool tool that I found, and I've been using it for 2 weeks. I'll give you a follow-up on any other things I learned along the way, and any other promptings or gems that came up with using this as a tool. So yeah, have a fabulous day.